10 Most Expensive Things Donald Trump Owns. Number 1 to 1,290 of America. Of all of Donald Trump's properties, 1,290 of America's, filled with both retail ventures and offices, is worth the most. Trump owns 30% of this $2.31 billion building. There's nothing particularly remarkable about the place in and of itself, and it has been shrouded in legal trouble, but in case you were wondering what Trump's most expensive property is, it is this, 1,290 of America's, adjacent to the Rockefeller Center and Radio City Music Hall. The skyscrapers that Trump owns or has a stake in are much the same, so that is precisely why we focused on his penthouse and vacation resort, club and more interesting properties. But, of course, we had to mention his most prized property. Number 2, Trump Tower in Manhattan. This 58-story skyscraper in Manhattan is home for Donald Trump. Trump Tower, also briefly renamed Trump Tower on Google Maps by some trolls, is full of shops, some of which even sell Trump memorabilia, apartments and various offices, making it one of Trump's most well-known properties. To date, the building has been home to Michael Jackson, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Bruce Willis. If that weren't enough, it was also the site of Wayne Enterprises in 2012's The Dark Knight Rises. Of course, like all Trump things, this building has had its fair share of controversy. Trump may not be too fond of all of the undocumented immigrants in America, okay, perhaps only the criminals, but the truth is that a bunch of illegal Polish immigrants work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week demolishing the previous structure, landing Trump in some hot water. He was locked up in a legal battle regarding his involvement for years, which he still denies today. We will never know what really happened because the details of the case are strictly confidential. Number 3, Trump Building in Wall Street. As far as Trump's properties go, 40 Wall Street, also known as the Trump Building, is another high roller for Trump, worth $345 million based on the portion that he owns. Actually, Nighttown is worth more, $390 million, but there's nothing particularly interesting about it, so we didn't include it. Originally, the Trump Building was designed to be the tallest building in the world, but his title didn't last particularly long. Trump acquired it in 1995 for less than $10 million. The entire property is worth $501 million today. Will Trump be able to apply these business skills to America? We will see. Of course, just like anything Trump is associated with, this building has also been associated with controversy. Trump's middle name, actually, it's John. Nevertheless, Trump got himself into hot water when he failed to think before he spoke, commenting on the fact that after the collapse of the Twin Towers, 40 Wall Street was now the tallest building around. Oh, Trump. The skyscraper stands at 71 stories tall, in case you were wondering. Number 4, Trump Golf Courses. Trump loves golf. When it comes to Trump's most expensive assets, the combination of his 10 golf courses spread across 6 states is certainly high on the list. And Trump owns 100%. From the California seaside to New York City, Trump's golf balls are everywhere. And that's not to mention the 3 golf courses in Scotland and Ireland worth another cool $85 million. The most recent news on the matter is that Trump is not a happy camper golfer with the plans to build ugly wind farms in the works near his Scottish golf course. According to Trump, this will spoil the Scottish countryside. He wants to stop the project from being built anywhere near his golf course and even tried to end legally, but he lost the battle. Since then, he has brought the topic up to some kind of political person, suggesting to many that he may indeed be using his presidency to push his own business agenda. Time will tell. Number 5, Mar-a-Lago Vacation Resort Club. This is where Trump spends some of his weekends, his vacation time, and presumably where he gets his classic tan, at his 110,000 square foot private club in Palm Springs, Florida, some of the best valued land in all of Florida. While Trump has other properties that are worth much more than this one is a bit more interesting given that Trump spends a lot of time here. The mansion has 58 bedrooms, 33 bathrooms and 126 rooms altogether. He originally bought it for a measly $5 million, meaning that Trump does seem to have some business skills now that the property is worth $150 million. While he used to live in it, he eventually turned it into a private club resort. He also rents out rooms for private events. The initiation fee is currently $100,000 on top of $14,000 to be paid every year. You get oceanfront views, an oceanfront pool, a spa, fine dining, access to a golf course, tennis court and more. It is also where Trump married Melania, if you so cared. Number 6, Trump Penthouse. This is where Donald Trump sleeps at night, along with Melania Trump and Barron. Although it isn't one of Trump's most expensive properties, it is one of the more interesting ones. We will sum up this penthouse with one word: gold. The lavish abode is covered in so much of it that it is probably too much for the common man's senses. Indeed, the house is so extravagantly decadent that Melania and Barron cannot bear to leave it just yet for the measly White House. Of course, we don't blame them. The 3-story penthouse, which has views of all of Central Park and the Manhattan skyline, is just as opulent as you would expect from high roller Donald Trump. The man eats from golden bowls and gold rim cups, for goodness sake. It has a gold and diamond floor, 24-karat gold elements inspired by Louis XIV, along with crystal chandeliers. Then there are the ceilings covered in paintings of various Greek gods. More gold, 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 gold. Gold cherubs. New York City has to spend more than $1 million every single day in order to protect this place. In more intimate details that have emerged of Trump's home, there is a table full of photographs of the family, along with luxurious toy cars with the name Barron stamped on them. Number 7, Trump Aircrafts. One Boeing 757 airplane, a Cessna 750 Citation and 3 helicopters. Trump gets around like a baller. The Boeing has multiple bedrooms with pillows that have the family crest on them, while the master bedroom has an entertainment system and a master bath with a 24-karat gold sink. The plane has a main lounge, a dining room and a private guest room. While the plane is older, Trump said that buying a 25-year-old 757 is like buying a bag of Cheetos. It's a lot of food for a low price. You can see the plane in all of its glory on Trump's own YouTube channel. Let's not forget the gold-plated seatbelts. Trump customized the plane, as high rollers do, with a pair of Rolls-Royce engines. The media has said the plane may even be better than Air Force One. On the topic of the Boeing, Trump said that it was his favorite toy and that although he didn't need it, it was a great luxury to have. 76. Kids and adults love toys just as much, which is why we've dedicated a post to Donald Trump's helicopter alone, although we will get to the rest of his impressive aircraft collection a little later on. Lifestyles of the rich and famous, right? This particular chopper has received a lot of attention and was even featured in CNBC's Secret Lives of the Super Rich in an episode aptly titled PMP My Chopper. Trump has 3 helicopters in total, but this one, the Sikorsky S-76, is the best kind of helicopter you can get. Trump even hired a fancy pants designer to remodel the entire helicopter in 24-karat gold, which, as you will see, is not a surprise. Trump loves gold. The helicopter also has Trump in big bold letters on the side. It was estimated he spent an extra $750,000, at least, to remodel it. Number 9. Rolls-Royce Phantom. This is the second Rolls-Royce for Donald Trump. He also has a 1956 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud, one of the oldest in his collection. You know that Trump has to have the top-of-line toys, and the Rolls-Royce Phantom is no exception. Indeed, the car was born in an effort to create the best car in the world at riding, and one is supposed to feel like you're riding on a magic carpet, Aladdin style. According to the Rolls-Royce website, this particular car encapsulates contemporary luxury, which suits Trump to a T. The Phantom can also be personalized to the smallest of details, so with Trump's love for gold, we imagine his car is probably lined with it. Who knows how much the car is actually worth, considering the car starts at $500,000. We can assume that it is easily a small fortune. Number 10. Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren. Obviously, this is not the most expensive thing Donald Trump owns, but we didn't want to bore you with a list of skyscrapers that are basically all the same anyway. We assume you would much rather hear about Trump's luxury cars instead. Indeed, Trump's wheels are pretty impressive. He owns at least 5 of the best, most expensive cars around, including this 2003 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren. He's also got a 1997 Lamborghini Diablo VT, a 2011 Chevrolet Camaro Indianapolis 500 pace car, and a couple of Rolls-Royces for good measure. When the McLaren was first introduced on the market, it came with a price tag of $445,000. Presumably, the car would be worth less now, but when Mercedes came out with this, it was one of the best of its time. It was a very powerful car, just like all of Trump's toys. For knowing more about Donald Trump and more facts about Universe, subscribe the channel.